there are a lot of airports or airfields these days, where they're dual use. The Air Force is using it, and the civil aircrafts also coming into land. Maybe the other way around also must be there, where it's a civil airfield and the Air Force aircrafts are using that. So if you could just mention or explain that a little bit.
So this is another huge challenge for the air traffic controllers, because when you are operating in a pure Air Force environment, things are a little different. Because if you are in a fighter base, all the fighters, by and large, they're operating on the same speed configuration kind of. But when you have a mixed traffic of civil and military, where both are critical, military because of its exercise, and because of the requirement to immediately land back, fuel configuration and other things. Whereas for civil, they have to maintain time frame because they're carrying passengers, and they have those passengers are required to take another flight thereafter. So if they are delayed, then that will also will reflect very, very badly on that air traffic services unit. For example, a place like, say, Pune Aerodrome, which is a very, very busy joint user aerodrome, as we call it, joint user aerodrome, where both military and civil aircraft are operating. You have the Su-30s operating, MiG-20 in our times, Su-30, MiG-29, Jaguars, you name it, and also the civil aircraft, the Boeings, the Airbus, they are all operating. And Pune has got specific challenges of altitude, short runway length, and weather. It starts drizzling without any much notice. So all these taken into consideration, this is a huge challenge. So one has to prepare for this, understand, how to deal with a mix of civil and military traffic, because both are important and both have to be given their due. It's not that, you just recover one type of aircraft and forget the other, or just tell him to wait. That is not correct. And that is not the way to handle traffic. So as far as controllers are concerned, young ones, especially if they come from even from a helicopter base to a fighter base, they find it a little difficult, to adjust. It takes time for them to adjust because the speeds have varied, from transport helicopter base to a fighter base. Or if they go to a place, which is a joint user aerodrome. Now, many military aerodromes are being used by civil aircraft, and more Air Force bases are being opened. The concept of flexible use of airspace that is being implemented in India. So airspace is one entity. So everyone can use it depending on whose requirement it is. So it is very important that airspace management, the team which is handling the airspace, is very, very clear as to how they are going to go about this task of allotting the airspace to whichever agency requires it more. And these days, the tactical routing has started taking shape tremendously. Plus, in civil aviation also, they have started shifting from ground-based navigational aid to satellite-based navigational aid, wherein direct routings are possible, and there are so many other complicated things like performance-based navigation and area navigation and so on and so forth that you will come to know, once you join the Indian Air Force, you will come to know better that these are all new challenges which have opened up, and they require you to handle all this traffic in a very, very mature fashion, and for which you have been given the training and you have your seniors to guide you all the time. So you look at most of them as your leader, as your role model, and try and inculcate in yourself these qualities, starting with attinator, and then to maintain a cool head. Ensure, that at no point of time, the pilot gets a feeling, that you're not sure. Because that is a very, very bad thing to happen. Because if he loses confidence in you, the whole thing will go for a toss. He is trusting you blindly. You're telling him to turn left 2 degrees. He turns left 2 degrees without seeing as to where he's going. Absolutely. So for that to happen, you got to retain your composure. You've got to retain your confidence. And that can happen only with knowledge and expertise. So which you must build.